What is up, boys and girls, and welcome back to Resident Evil HD Remastered. Now, this is post-commentary, and I'll explain that right away. When I recorded this, obviously I recorded it live commentary like I always do. However, there was a corruption within the video, so basically I was able to recover some of it, and basically by some I mean about half of the actual episode. So I actually recorded about like a 25-minute episode, and I'm only giving you guys a 13-minute episode, and the rest of the footage is gone. Now I did save during this playthrough, this session, I guess is one way to put it, and there's no way for me to kind of like, you know, start back from where I started. So this is post commentary, and I will explain to you what is happening. So I'm checking out the key here. The key is for the gallery, as you can tell. The gallery, as we know, is on this other side past the crack where the tentacle monster lurks, and this was a doozy of an episode. Not a lot got done as far as, I guess, progress. I mean, there was a lot of puzzle solving, and that's basically what got done. We didn't discover any new area. We basically just revisited areas over and over again. You can see the bees are still here. We used the residence key, and we're able to discard it. Very nice. And we get to go to the gallery. Now this room, I'm like just checking around to see if I could click on anything. I see ammo there, which I will pick up. Very nice. We actually have a lot of ammo. 73 bullets is a lot of handgun ammo. A lot of it. I'm just checking the map to see what doors are open, which doors are not open. Right here you can see that we're gonna actually pick up a pesticide, basically. Okay, insecticide, whatever. It's a thing to basically kill off insects. I was trying to go over there, but it says it's too dangerous because there is a beehive over there, or a hornet hive, and I'm gonna try using this this spray to maybe kill off the bugs, but it seems like I can't use it in this room. So I did have an idea. On the previous episode, we did pick up a map very early on, and behind that map was a crack, a hole in the wall that the bees came out of. Now the bees weren't in this hallway that I'm going to right now initially, but they appeared after I took that out. So I'm like, okay, maybe I could go to this hole, this wall, and then maybe use the pesticide from here, which I was able to use. As you can see, we're killing all the insects. Die. I like the noise that they make when they fall. It's like they actually sound like they had some weight to them, which is kind of funny. So we're heading back to the gallery because now that the beehive is basically gone, we could collect whatever's there. Now, I do notice that there's this locked door, and this is what basically ended up being the essential part of this episode. So this door, it has three symbols. The three symbols are eye, you know, the eye symbols, and we did see them in the previous episode when there's a room and there's three candles, and every time you light the candle, you can see that after you light the candle, it shows a symbol on the table where it sits. Now that's going to be essential to solving this next part, which is, you know, getting the key for that door. So we found a red herb, which we will take right away. And is there anything else? There is a key, a residence key. Very nice. I think that's all we get here. And I take a look at that guy. I'm like, man, they really messed you up. Like he looks like he got stung by at least like 1,000 million bees. And how you get stung by 1,000,000 bees, I have no idea. So this is for room 3, so 003, which is actually right here. So I just turn right back around, and I'm able to discard it right away. Very nice. Now I see something shiny. It is ink ribbon, so we use that to save. There is a room here. with stuff, I think. Okay, there's a typewriter which we could use to save our progress. Here's the first save. I think I saved one more time, maybe. Alright, and there's also a book. There's a book to the right. If you saw the bookshelf, there are a couple of books that are sticking out. There's a bunch of red books that I just went by, and instead of checking it out, I decided to, you know, run back. But basically, I'm telling you that it's there, and I do end up finding it, whether you see it in this episode or not. It was accomplished in this recording session, is what I'm trying to say. I wasn't trying to go out. I was trying to actually go into this room to the side, which is actually going to be a bathroom. And it's an interesting bathroom. There's lots of roots, as you're going to see right here. The roots of some kind of giant tree are basically coming out. And like I think this is the third time we've actually like just drained a bathtub, and this time we actually don't find much in it, which I was really skeptical. I was like, they couldn't have just made the bathroom you know, solely for the purpose of picking up this dagger, but it seems that is the case. So there's nothing else in here. I'm like, no, there has to be something here. There has to be something that I'm missing. Maybe something else I could pick up, but no, that is seriously all that's in there. We only have a dagger in there, so there you go. Now I'm checking my map to make sure it's still red, which means there's stuff there that, you know, I have not picked up. And that's always a good indication. Looking at the map and seeing that a room is still red means there's still stuff to be done there. So it's good. We have another red herb there, and I just checked this door. It seems to be blocked from the other side. Very good. And I think at this point in the episode, I realized that the eyes that were on that locked door that needs a code, I've seen it before, and I think that's where I'm heading to, more or less. Yeah, I'm looking at my map to see where the hell it is, and I'm like, yeah, it's not that way. That's the room with the scary zombie that I said I would, you know, I would never want to see again. Which is still true. It's still true. I do not want to see that zombie again. It's a Crimson Head, I think, is the term for it in the game. There's a zombie in there. I killed it. It turned into a Crimson Head, which is just a mutated claw version. Way faster, more aggressive. Scary one. And it's in a really small room, which makes it really hard for me to actually, you know, dodge and whatever. This is the room I was talking about. Now, I'm going to explain this puzzle right now, since I'm probably not going to be able to show it off. But basically what ends up happening is that each eye has a color. As you can tell here, you see an eyeball with 3 eyelashes, and it has a red candle. There's 3 of these lamps in this room. There's a red, orange, and green one. And in this room, you go to, I'll tell you right now, I think I'm heading in that same direction. You go in this direction and you head upstairs. I'm going downstairs, but you head upstairs and there is a pool table. Now the pool table has billiards on it. And the billiards are all colors. So what, you know, this took me a while. I did not look anything up. Actually stopped the recording. I was like, you know what? I have no idea what to do. I'm gonna cut right here and I'll just come back whenever I find out what to do. Which took me about like 15 to 20 minutes, believe it or not. But you can see there we picked up a green and blue herb, and we're full of herbs now, which is nice. But the billiards are all color coordinated, so for those of you that actually play pool or billiards, you know, there's each ball has a number and a color. So basically what you do is you associate the number with the color of the candle, and then the color of the candle with the symbol that is shown on it. So if I ever look at the pool table, which I really doubt, you know, say that was the orange one. So say I look at the table, I think orange would be 7 or 5, I believe, and then that symbol on the orange candle would be 5, and then you just go back to the door, look for the symbol, and then match it with the right number. And I hope that makes sense. If not, make sure to look it up. I mean, we live in a beautiful time where we have the internet, and you could basically look up anything in the internet, which is a blessing and a curse all at the same time. It's a, you know, I'm not going to get too deep into this discussion, but because of the internet, games kind of lose their magical appeal. You know, when I was a kid, my first system was an NES, and my first game was Super Mario Bros. 2? Is that the one with Luigi? It's so... I think so. I think it was the first game with Luigi. It would have been 2 or 3. I believe it's 2. And after that, you know, I got a N64 and got... My first game was Super Mario 64. And, you know, as a kid, as a child, I was really, really young when I got my N64. And basically, you know, jumping in, I'd like... Even in the Mario game, which is supposed to be, you know, a simple game, it's made by Nintendo, which, I'm not saying they're bad at making games, because I love Nintendo games, and, you know, that's a nerd discussion on itself, but as a kid, I was just like, okay, what do I do? You know, you end up in a courtyard, you walk your way into a castle, and you're like, okay, there's these rooms, what do I do in these rooms? And then you figure out, oh, I could jump into these paintings. And, you know, at that time, I didn't have internet. You know, I didn't even know what the internet was. And there's no information for me to really get. You know, there's no way for me to obtain this information that, hey, you know what? You jump into these paintings and they take you to worlds. And then in those worlds, you pick up stars, and each star or each, you know, level has a kind of a hint onto how you get the star depending on the title. And basically I'm saying that, you know, when games come out nowadays, they're more or less kind of spoiled for us. You look at a game like Bloodborne, which I'm super excited about, and it's from the creators of Dark Souls. And here you can see what I'm talking about. The symbol, each symbol has a color. The colors aren't depicted here, but each symbol did have a color and blah blah blah. Go back in the video if you need me to explain it again. But you know, what was I even talking about? Holy crap, I got super sidetracked, and I feel like I was on a roll there too. But basically what I'm trying to say is, oh yeah, so a game like Bloodborne, there we go, that's where I left off, which is made by Dark Souls, which I'm a huge fan of. I love Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 2 was, you know, okay, it wasn't as good as Dark Souls 1 in my opinion, but Bloodborne, you know, we already know, you know, the 3 starting classes, the 3 starting weapons, that the weapons have, like, almost a second form. You know, we have the thin sword, which is a quick, and then you could equip it with like almost like a rock to make it a hammer, and it's a heavy attack weapon at that point. And you know, there's co-op, there's this like, you know, randomly generated dungeon that you could play co-op with your friends. You could send them your code of the dungeon so they could play the exact same dungeon you played. It's set in this really dark Victorian styled world, and basically, you know, like, you don't get to experience that. You don't go like, okay, you know, this is the same company that made Dark Souls, blah blah blah, and you know, you jump in and you're like, holy crap, I didn't know it was gonna be this place, this setting, blah blah blah. And I'm running out of time. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, leave a thumbs up, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and like always, boys and girls, thank you so very much for watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Johnny!